Gal Gadot is so talentless. She struggles to give basic expressions. She's just a pretty face with zero acting ability. Real quick before we start, if you like videos like this, consider subscribing. It's totally optional, but it genuinely means the world to me. I'm planning on doing this long term, and I promise I'll make it worth your time. Alright, now let's get into it. Disney insiders are now blaming Rachel Zegler for the box office failure of Snow White. But here's the thing, their little PR spin doesn't seem to be working. Because the more that comes out about Rachel and this entire Snow White mess, the better she looks, in my opinion. But let's be honest, the trouble didn't start with her interviews or her politics. It started the second she was cast. She is a Latina woman playing a character that's been iconically white for nearly a century. And that alone was enough to set off some of the more conservative, loud, and frankly, racist corners of the Disney fandom. And what did Disney do in response? Absolutely nothing. She was hit with hate, vitriol, and racism from day one, and the studio stayed silent. And things got significantly worse when Rachel made her stance on Palestine clear. She showed support, she posted Free Palestine, and just like that, everything started unraveling for her publicly. The backlash exploded, and it wasn't just online hate anymore. It was silence. The studio literally cut her out of her own press tour. Rachel was supposed to appear on SNL, Jimmy Kimmel, The Drew Barrymore Show. All of that was scraped. Completely gone. Why? Because Disney decided that putting a mic in front of Rachel might financially harm them. Not because of something serious, not because she's controversial or said something really nasty. No, she's just outspoken. She's real. She said a few things that ruffled some feathers. She expressed some opinions about her take on the classic Snow White animated film. Here they are.
Bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that
she's not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true.
I'm not going to necessarily agree with everything that she said there. I just don't think there's anything wrong with a woman being soft and pink. Kindness is not a weakness, it's a strength. And not every Disney princess needs to be a warrior or a badass in one way or another. They can be soft, they can be ladylike. There's nothing outdated about that. I don't fully agree with Rachel on that point, but here's the thing. That's not what this is really about. Because the moment always circles back to Palestine. That's the moment things really shifted. That's the thing they don't want to talk about. Which brings us back to Jonah Platt. Yes, the brother of Ben Platt and the son of Mark Platt, the almost Oscar-winning producer who is behind this entire hot mess of a movie. So Jonah decided it was time to jump in and throw Rachel under the bus. In a now deleted Instagram comment, he goes on this mini tangent about how Rachel inserted her personal politics into the promotion of a Disney film. According to him, that's why his dad, who is producing a multi-million-dollar Disney IP, had to step in and, quote, reprimand her. All because she had the audacity to say, Free Palestine. he made it sound like she was some kind of a narcissist for having an opinion. Like, really? You think posting Free Palestine is narcissism? Jonah, your privilege is showing, buddy. Also, he brings up these blue-collar people, apparently the ones who were relying on this movie for their paychecks, and somehow Rachel ruined it all for them. Let me just say this. Anyone blaming her for the downfall of this movie is either willfully ignorant or just straight up lying. Because this film was a disaster before it was even made. The script was dog shit. The CGI was dog shit. The storyline was dog shit. And Gal Gadot's acting, you guessed it, dog shit. And speaking of Gal Gadot, we're gonna dive into her next. But before we do, Jonah, you are a overprivileged, out-of-touch Nepo baby who has absolutely no idea what you just posted. That comment was senseless. Okay, now let's move on to Gal Gadot. A pretty face with no talent. I'm not gonna drag Gal Gadot's acting here because I don't need to. A 10-second clip of her performance in Snow White will do that for me. Here you go.
Are you against me too? Are you? Yes or no?
Not exactly an Oscar-winning performance, to say the least. But I will say this. Gal Gadot is so talentless. She struggles to give basic expressions. She's just a pretty face with zero acting ability. And somehow she keeps on getting work. Why? Because she has a powerful agent or some deep studio connections. But let me be honest. If she keeps delivering these mediocre, lifeless performances, her career isn't going to last much longer. There's no longevity in Hollywood for someone who cannot act. And right now, Gal's range is basically neutral with eyeliner. And oh, apparently she doesn't even get along with Rachel Zegler. Why? Because Rachel supports Palestine, and Gal Gadot, who served in the IDF, is a vocal Israeli supporter. Now, publicly, Gal tried to play it cute. She said it was just an age difference and they don't have much in common. Like, girl, do you really think Rachel would want anything to do with you when you're literally an ex-IDF, an openly pro-Israeli actress with no acting chops? Let's not pretend it's about age, it's about values and talent, one of which you're sorely lacking. I don't know what the casting department were thinking when they were casting Gal Gadot as the evil queen. You know, the woman who plays the evil queen at Disneyland? You've probably seen her videos go viral online. She would have been a better casting for the Snow White movie than Gal Gadot. And I'm not even joking.
Your Majesty.
Peasant trying to look better than me.
Oh!
It's not going to work. You should be honored to breathe the same air. You must be a moving target. It said you, my queen, and it was talking to me, not you. Well, take a bite.
Oh my gosh, it's cracked!
I'd love a baby name recommendation from you.
Having a baby.
I am.
I'm so sorry. I only want to hug my son.
Oh, an icon. She really gets it. She really gets the character. Okay, so let's dive back into the topic of the video. Disney shifting all the blame onto a young actress. For what? Voicing her support for humanity? For saying Free Palestine? Literally just those two words. Nothing else. No rant, no controversy, just empathy. And that's what got her ghosted. Not the trash script, not the horrible acting, not Gal Gadot's lifeless acting. No, the blame falls onto Rachel because she cared. And you know what? Tolkien said it best. Disney is trash. He said that like 80 years ago, and honestly, he was right then and he's still right now. And at the end of the day, Rachel still got a fat check. And Disney was the one who lost millions trying to sell a film nobody wanted. And honestly, we love to see it.